This is how to get the D.I.E Shockwave and all 4 of its variants on the machine. Let's go. So to get the D.I.E Shockwave, the first thing you want to do ideally is get Pack-a-Punch on, but for the first step of this, you actually don't need Pack-a-Punch on. You can do this without it. But if you want to Pack-a-Punch and get the later variants, I'm pretty sure you need Pack-a-Punch on. So just get Pack-a-Punch on, and then I'll show you how to get the parts and actually how to get the base D.I.E Shockwave right now. After you get Pack-a-Punch on, if you choose to get it or if you choose not to get it, the first thing you need to do is to get a Megaton spawn in your game. They usually spawn in on rounds like 10, 11, 12, and the first thing you need to do is kill it. It's going to drop this key card right here that we need to take to a different part of the map. I'll show you where. Once you've gotten that key card from the Megaton, you want to head to Weapons Lab and head to this little thing right here. You're going to insert the key card, it's going to take a second, and it's going to output a D.I.E remote control, which you're going to have to take to Nocturne and Toten in the main area of the map. Once you get into Nocturne and Toten, go to the bottom floor and into the room right here that I'm showing you now. It's called the living room. And at the end of this hallway, there's a little thing right there. It's like a little window almost. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hoard up some zombies like I'm doing. And then once you go up to the window, there's going to be an option to like use the D.I.E, which is the wonder weapon. But you're not going to be able to actually use the thing yet. But once you go up to it, just hold square and then it's going to do a little vacuum thing. Like I'm showing right here in the gameplay. So you're going to hold square, turn it on, and this vacuum thing will appear. You're going to want to run zombies through it until it's basically full. So to keep running zombies through it. And then once it's fully full, there's going to be an option to go back to the window and to basically suck it up. Or to discharge it, I mean. It's going to break off the door like I just did in the gameplay, and then you can pick up your D.I.E base Shockwave. Once you have the D.I.E Shockwave, there's a couple things that we need to grab. The first thing is up here on the rooftop. There's this little box that you're going to want to shoot with your D.I.E Shockwave. It's going to roll over and fall over and basically just break. And the next thing is this gas canister. You're going to want to suck with the D.I.E Shockwave, and then it'll come to you, and then you pick up the gas canister. Once you've picked up that gas canister, you're going to want to come over here and pick up this little vial, and that's 2 of the 3 parts you need to get the D.I.E Shockwave upgrades, and there's 4 upgrades in total. This next part you want to grab is a fuse, and you can either shoot it below the little helicopter thing, or you can shoot it in the dark ether, but if you shoot it before, you have to come to the dark ether. Under this, there's going to be a little box right here. Shoot it, and it's going to have a fuse, and then just pick that up, and that's all 3 of the pieces that you're going to use for the 3 different D.I.E Shockwave upgrades, and there's a 4th upgrade that's different that doesn't require a part to pick up. So this next part you need to do isn't actually for the D.I.E Shockwave upgrades, but I think you have to do it to get the portals to spawn for the upgrades. I'm not entirely sure if you do have to do it, but you might have to, and that is build the ether scope and then go and view the spectral reflections with the diaries and Dr. Vogel. And then once you do this, it'll spawn the portals you need. But if you don't do this ahead of time, I'm not 100% sure that the portal you need is going to spawn. Even if you just basically go into the portal, wait for the Dark Ether to kick you back out, and then just try to basically roll your chances with the portal. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to work. You can test out on your own. But if you want to follow this guide exactly, do the ether scope parts and the spectral reflection, and I'll show you the first portal that you need to go to. So once you've input the password and you've gotten this little tube thing to glow purple, you're on the step which you need the upgrades for the Easter egg, or you're just at the step where you can build the upgrades. The first portal I'm going to be talking about is the one under here by Pack-a-Punch, and this is the electric upgrade, and this is the only upgrade that doesn't require you to pick up a part like the other ones did. For example, like the gas chamber, the vial, the fire one, and this is also probably the most tricky one to get. So basically what you want to do is you want to follow me in the game and come up to the top of Nocturne and Toten. You take an ether tunnel or whatever. You're going to need a good amount of points for this, by the way. And stamina up. You're going to need both of those. Come up here to the top of this and then suck this little crystal that's behind the Megaton. It may be hard to see because he's kind of blocking it. But as soon as you have this little electric thing on your D.I.E Shockwave, you're going to want to go back down to the bottom of Pack-a-Punch. And then once you get down here and you basically take these stairs I'm about to take, there's going to be a little box to your right here, which you're going to need to shoot the crystals at. It'll say discharge crystals into a tube, and then that's 1 out of 3 you need to do. And just so you know, the textures might not load in, and if you shoot it, it might not go in. To fix that problem, make sure that when you get the crystal, you get the dialogue. You basically like push yourself against the box, and then you step backwards, and then it should go in. The second one is over here by Quick Revive. So if you want to just walk back down there or take the ether tunnel, I'm not entirely sure if you can do all these just by walking. You may have to tunnel, because it only gives you a limited amount of time here. But basically, this part is just a rinse and a repeat. You take this electric part down, you go into the box, make sure you get the little message there, and shoot it, and that's 2 to 3 crystals. And then once again, if you're following me in the game, you take the ether portal back up, and then the next crystal place is basically really similar to the Quick Revive one. You just take a right instead, it's kind of in the same area. So you just take a right, go past this tree. There's a plane ring right there, and then there's the last piece of the electric part right here. You take that down, and then you finally shoot it into the box, and if you've gotten all 3 shot into the box, you should be able to pick it up, and then we can move on to the next upgrade.
I knew Requiem would develop such weaponry.
Real quick before I get into the other upgrades, just this little trick I want to show you that is weird with the electric upgrade. If you have stamina up, speed, cola, and then the upgrade, electric upgrade, and you shoot it while sprinting, it'll make you run really fast for some reason. I don't know why this works or anything, but if you pack-a-punch it, like if you don't have it pack-a-punch yet and you're just using the base non-papped electric bolt, you won't go as fast. But if you have this packed like 2 or 3 plus stamina up and speed cola, it makes you run super fast. For some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, but if you really want fast mobility and to get around the map faster, that's probably the way to do it. This next upgrade is how to get the gas upgrade. So once you've taken that gas canister, place it right there and then shoot a play count next to it. It's going to absorb the gas like this and just put it into this little container. Once you have this container, take it over to this box and place it on top of this box. You might have to wait a second to do this next part. Once you've probably waited a second, just shoot the box or shoot the little canister on top of the box, like you're going to see in the gameplay right here, and then it should get rid of the vines on top of it. And then once you've gotten rid of the vines on top of it, you can switch to the D.I.E Nova 5 upgrade.
Ah yes, Nova 5. Fortunately for us, unlike Nova 6, it is not fatal to humans, but should still prove effective on your enemies.
The next upgrade we're going to talk about is the fire upgrade, which this one's a really quick one. It's a lot faster than the other ones. You're going to want to take this portal that spawns by this tree and is in the quick revive area, and it's going to be this specific portal. If you take other ones, it won't work. So basically, just either wait till you get this portal, or if you get another portal, do some of the other upgrades first until you get this one. Basically, go into the dark ether and take a right here, and then basically go into the deadshot area. And then you're going to want to install the fuse right here. It's basically a cutter. It's going to cut open the box right here. And you need that fuse before you do that. And that little machine will only spawn once you go through that portal. But once you cut that fuse, you're just going to come over here to the back of the truck. And then it's basically you cut open that box in the dark ether, which happened in real life. So you just basically cut open the box, and now you could pick up your fire upgrade.
I have heard talk of this ammo. I seem to recall it being described as... that's right, a great ball of fire.
For this last upgrade, you're going to want to wait until you get a full megaton in your game. So basically just go through rounds, might take 1 or 2 rounds until you get a full megaton. And then once you do, you're going to want to come over to this tree and have it shoot it. And it's basically going to chemically alter the tree. And then that little like beaker that you got earlier, you're going to want to place at the bottom of the tree. And then once you place that, just wait like minute 30 seconds, max 2 minutes. And the gameplay right here took me like probably a minute for it to finish. But once it's finished collecting, you can just pick it up, and then you can take the little beaker with the cryogenic fluid, which is basically what it was. The megatons chemically altered it to liquid nitrogen. But basically, once that happens, you can just pour it on this metal container, the chains will break, and you now have your ice upgrade.
Good. The cryo-emitter ammo. I think it will prove quite effective for containing your adversaries.
And congratulations, you've made to the end of this video. These upgrades really aren't that hard to get, and once you know what you're doing, you can get all of them pretty quickly and almost simultaneously at the same time. But you've made to the end of the video. Now you have all 4 upgrades that you need: the Electro Bolt, the Nova 5, the Ice upgrade, and then the Fire upgrade. And now you can use all 4. You can test them out if you want. You can use them for the Easter egg step if you want to do the Easter egg and anything else. But I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you want next. Peace.